Grumpy old man. Hi, welcome to...
To us, what?
I always get stuck. I want to say me and my bass. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, me and my bass. Two grumpy old men talking about... talking about... well, whatever. And today we're going to talk about albums we played along to. And maybe you did it because you enjoyed playing with it. I did it because I tried to get the songs under my belt. To get the songs under my belt when I was going to play in a AC/DC tribute band. So shall I take it?
Yeah, you take it away.
Great. Well,
this is Peter. I'm Mark.
Yeah, sorry.
We're from the Netherlands.
Yeah, excuse me.
And there we go.
Sorry.
There we go.
And oh my God. Yeah. Well, first of all, when talking about career, you have another career than I have because I didn't start playing an instrument until I was 26.
Yeah.
And then I didn't listen to anything really to try to copy a bass line or something. Years later, 20 years later, more than 20 years later, I saw an something. I saw something that the band was looking for a bass player, an AC/DC tribute band, and I always thought of AC/DC. Well, if there's one thing I would like to do is be Malcolm, the rhythm guitar player, the guy who just drives the whole thing. And but I can't play guitar, so that was out of the question. But the same with Rick Parfitt, by the way, from Status Quo, is also an incredible rhythm guitar. Wasn't great. Man, oh man, it enjoys me so much seeing him play.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they all say like groovy and thing and funk is groovy, but that is also so groovy, yeah.
Absolutely,
okay.
Absolutely. I was. I'm going to play. I was going to play in a AC/DC tribute band, so I had to play along with songs from the Bon Scott era, and predominantly I played songs from Highway to Hell and from the live album, of course, Riff Raff and Bad Boy Boogie and. Well, everything on this album we played. Yeah, only rocker. We didn't play rocker, but
good band. I saw you once. Crazy Daisy.
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah, good band.
And yeah, that worked out fine. But the most what I found out searching or studying those songs is. What you hear at first glance isn't what there is being played. So I played Highway to Hell and I copied really the guitar parts and I played months playing just what the guitars were doing. Then I managed to get my hands on a live recording where there where they had split up. That's so you could hear the different tracks. I heard the guitar, I heard the vocals, and I heard the bass line, which I was completely blown away while listening to that. It was a totally different part than what I was playing. And so I said, oh, great. And I vividly remember playing it. And the rest of the band also thinking, what is he playing? But it just fits. But you have to listen very good to hear where the differences are. And mostly for the largest parts is you have to have enormous good muscle on your right hand because it's all down picking.
That was what I wanted to ask. Also in those more speedy songs, is he always playing down?
Yeah, it's always yeah. And I must say didn't play all of it. Let It Be Rock, I would go alternate picking, so up and down. But I tried to play it most as he did, Cliff Williams, that is. Down picking, and that can be really hard. So I had a ball, a sort of stress ball, which I used before playing, so that my wrist was a little bit loose, and I also had some braces at the end, so that didn't well, but it worked. It worked. And
it's also so nice together with the drummer, because for the drummer it's the same. He always played on the height, so and later I saw them live with that bald drummer, also great, but he couldn't do it in the end. He just plays like this. No, but that's different. If you have the drum together,
right.
Wow.
Well, at least in Crazy Daisy, that band, we had a drummer who knew every song, every note, he was a complete AC/DC nut to be, and so he could, and he just played just like Phil did and Phil Rudd did. Yeah. So I was great. I had a great time, and but things come to an end at some point. So So that's my story about playing along with AC/DC.
Yeah. Well, okay. I'm gonna talk about a different band. Missing Persons. Of course, it's with the great Terry Bozzio. And in that time I worked driving at home in my old Audi 100. And then I was always playing on my knees with the sticks. And okay, so I think I've got this. It's an EP. I think I got it through to you. Yeah,
could be.
Yeah, it was life changing.
But I think I bought this one first and then that one. And, I loved the more. I think it's a little bit more raw than this one.
Yeah.
The raw sound of this one.
Yeah, maybe also because it's an EP. So the grooves where the needle is in,
right.
It's wider, so it's always sounding heavier. Anyway, so I thought, okay, great, Missing Persons. Of course, I knew Terry Bozzio from Zappa, Brecker Brothers, you name it. UK, impossible to play. And then I put it on my stereo. And I thought, wow, great, I can play along with Terry Bozzio. Eh? So I started, but then suddenly he went like, and I thought, Jesus Christ, what is he doing? And in all those middle parts where he's doing, I'm gonna go later into a few songs, but then he does this impossible breaks everywhere. So then I thought, yeah, okay, now I'm gonna write you a letter. So I will, dear Mr. Bozzio, thank you for ruining a hobby. I mean, really, man, what a drummer. So I even put my kid in the same thing he had, because he played always with 2 China cymbals. So that was easier. To do all those accents, and I bought some little cymbal bells where I could do accents. So I learned to play all those beautiful syncope accents, and on a few songs like Words, you have all those lovely syncope accents. You have Destination Unknown. There he does on 2 minutes 35 this ridiculous accents on his Chinese cymbal. The great song Mental Hopscotch, crazy speedy thing. And of course he played US Drag. And that's in a 6/4 signature. But he played it so understandable.
Yeah.
So of course it took me a month. But then I could play in 6 chords because I understand how he was playing. Only again, he had those ridiculous breaks on his toms. It's on 1 minute 26 and 2 minutes 30. Now they are rolls over his toms. It's ridiculous. And also in Windows, he does the same thing. And on 3 minutes 4, that's another crazy roll. And then he goes over his toms, but underway he hits his snare. And I saw an interview you sent me with him, and I thought he said something like, yeah, but it was also a kind of mistake or something. So, but then I also tried to learn, you know, doing a roll and then hit your snare on the way. But he could also, you know, most drummers just play, if you're right-handed, from left to right, the rolls. But he could, you know, he could switch, back and forth. So that, oh man, it was such a joy to play, to learn to play all those things, because through that I also got developed my ambidextricity, something like that, ambidextricity. Anyway, so that you could do the things independent from each other. So that was.
Did you get that?
Yeah, I learned that. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I understand you can do.
You have to do that as a drummer. Everything is independent. Of course.
I understand.
I mean.
I understand, but I understand if you can. What you have to do, because you have to be independent with your legs and your arms.
Yeah.
But a guy like Koppem can also. Was completely and he also could use his left leg and
you have all those exercises. It's called paradiddle.
Yeah.
Rechts, links, right, left, something like that. So all those great drummers like Koppem and Simon Phillips could do that also. And Terry Bozzio, he could do that with his feet. Eh? Also later we saw him, Bozzio, on a solo performance with this gigantic kit. Yeah. And he also had those strange high thing like where he did all those crazy rhythms with his feet. So that was for me or for us a bit less interesting. I know he said somewhere, it's like playing chords on a drum set, but for me, I prefer to hear a drummer in a band, because then I understand where he's going from. You know, if you are playing solo as a drummer, you can do everything. But in a song, in a rhythm, and then you change your time signature or something, then you really can understand it more. But anyway, it was a great life-changing band for me to play along.
A great band.
Yeah.
I think the best part of it is that the songs are really accessible. It's really just pop music, but with his drumming, it makes it so much more interesting than just the pop song. Yeah. So that's great.
Yeah.
And going back to this gigantic drum kit and playing not interesting things. Yeah. I saw him playing also with that enormous kit in Hoboloma, and that was with Alan Holsworth, Tony Levin, Pat Mastoletto and Bozzio. And that was free improvisation all night long. Well, that was as worse as the thing we saw when he did his solo concert. I didn't understand anything of it. There was no point of reference in anything.
We need a one.
Yeah,
as simple people.
If there only a bass line, if there was only a bass line, and then everybody improvise over it, great. But that wasn't the case either. So, no, that
Well, maybe we don't have a big imagination
No,
for that.
but people will enjoy them.
I once saw a concert on TV for falling doors. So there were 4 people standing with the door, and then they let them drop it. But you had the audience who were sitting. But we need a more solid base, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, well, this was it then for this episode. And greetings from sunny Netherlands. And
At last.
At last.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. It was wonderful! Bravo!
I loved that.
Yeah, it was great.
It was pretty good.
Well, it wasn't bad.
Well, there were parts of it that weren't very good.
It could have been a lot better. Pete.
I didn't really like it.
It was pretty terrible.
It was bad.
It was awful.
We're doomed.
We're dead already.